Hello everybody, Haku here with my read-through for the next Magical Girl Raising Project, or Mahou Shoujo Ikusei Keikaku chapter. I've begun to call them episodes because the overall thing that they're a part of is called episodes, but are they still chapters, episodes? Either way, this one is playing with top speed, and it's starring Swimswim and top speed. I don't think we know any of this from the anime. I don't think this is going to be one we've seen. I mean, we know there was this little exchange they had in the anime that I think this may be referring to. So, yeah, we'll see what happens here. I think this is going to be completely something that I don't know anything about yet, though, so that's going to be cool. And since this is the 11th one we're on, that should mean only 4 more left, and once I am able to read through all 4 of those, we can move on to Limited. And since Limited, I'm pretty sure, doesn't need to be revised in a chapter by chapter, I should be able to do like one video on that per week or something. Except like if I'm busy with holidays or something, then I might have to take a week off here and there. I'm not going to be overly optimistic, but I should be able to do like a video a week once we get back into Limited. I think that's the next one at least. So yeah, let's go ahead and start reading this one, playing with top speed. This story is set a while before Magical Girl Raising Project's Magical Candy Competition. So back when Clamberry was playing the slow game with collecting all of her magical girls for her game. So, okay, hold on, just checking my stuff, making sure everything's recording all right, and yeah, we're good. Let's go ahead and start reading this. Ayana Sakanagi, elementary first grader. Currently, she's serving a princess. The princess was so amazing, so anyone who went against her were unforgivable. The princess has said, "I keep seeing you people's boring faces every day. Time to see something beautiful for a change. We're going autumn leaf viewing." Nobody could oppose her. They booked the schedule for the day, bought a lot of sweets. "How many do you have?" they asked in high spirits as they bought even more. The 2 angels were cranky and complaining about the autumn leaf viewing, but since this is Ayana's first time, it was like an outing. She was really looking forward to it. While looking up at the night sky, she hoped that tomorrow would be sunny as her magical phone rang. Who was it from? She wondered as she looked at the display. She saw it was from Tama. What? What do you mean, what? What's wrong, Swim-chan? What do you mean, what's wrong? Where are you? Everyone's already here. She had no idea what Tama was talking about. Ruler-chan said we were going autumn leaf viewing today. Wasn't that tomorrow? Huh? It's today, isn't it? The meeting place is at the souvenir shop at the base of Mount Meisho. She turned off the call. Could she have made a big mistake? She didn't like to say, "I used to play around when I was younger." She played around when she was younger. She still played around now. No matter her age, even if she passed 40 or past 60 or past 80, she'd still play around. It didn't end when she was younger. To Tsubame Murota, she always had her room in her heart for playing around. She didn't have a lifestyle of working just to eat and living just to live. Okay. Her husband was working in the PR section of City Hall. Shoichi didn't really like those words, but Tsubame's reasons were different. Basically, it's a reason for an excuse or a reason to brag. A reason to make an excuse and say, "It's because I played around a lot when I was a kid that I was this way. If I didn't do it, I could have lived a better life. Otherwise, it'd be a brag, like, I may be playing around a lot as a kid, but now I'm this awesome person. Cool, huh? Just something to say about the lesson learned from what you've spent most of your life doing. You're the only oddball who wants to spend most of their life being wasteful." "Are you always this argumentative and disagreeable at work?" she would ask while giggling. Well, it's true. That's what he'd reply. Back in elementary school, since he moved to the neighborhood, even though she knew she disagreed with him, even though she wondered why she married him, she thought it was weird how someone that stubborn would ask her to be his wife. As kids, they thought that they would dislike each other. To Tsubame, he was her friend's loudmouth annoying brother. To him, she was that brat who was a bad influence on his sister. They even argued directly, like, "Don't buy snacks and eat them outside of school. Don't think you can act high and mighty just because you're 7 years older than me, Four Eyes." Yet, now it was different when she saw her husband bragging. It made him look so cute, 'cause she wanted to hug him tighter. Guess I'm weak to love. What was that? No, it was nothing. By the way, you gonna be home late today? I really don't want to drink out, but I can't refuse. It's so sad because she's gone, but at least her memory lives on within Readthrough. Yeah, Readthrough. I don't even know how to say that all English. But yeah, at least Ripple. It just makes me so sad though, because now like she's gone, her baby's gone, her husband's all alone. Like, of all the people who died, I don't know if hers was the saddest, but hers leaves the most, like, in their wake, you know? Like, some of the other sad ones, Tama is horrible. I hate that Tama died, but who'd she really leave behind? And I hate that Nemarin died. But in the grander scheme of things, her family wasn't all that into her too much, so she didn't leave too much behind. But like, Tsubame or Top Speed was super, super important to people. So her dying, it's just like, it's a way bigger effect to her real life situation than the others. Man, like, I'm still not over it. Okay, I don't really want to drink out, but I can't refuse. Shuichi had told her that he'd be drinking out with news reporters at work. When she first heard it, she shouted, "Oh, the government and the media are getting close." And her husband just calmly and confusedly said, "What are you talking about?" "I'm sure I don't have time to tell you, but since now is a very important time..." "Oh, is there a campaign or something? Or is it like a national character design contest? We got a mascot like that, you know. Long, sharp, weirdly obscene shape." "I'm not talking about that, I'm talking about you." Shuichi looked on Tsubame's stomach. Only people who knew them would understand. A small smile showed on his face. Tsubame somehow became a little shy, then cleared her throat. "Well, I get it. You don't have to tell me. As long as you behave, everything will be fine." "Yeah, as long as I do my part, everything will be okay." Yep, I know." They talked a bit more before she gave him a goodbye kiss, forcibly sending him out the door. He was too worried. He wouldn't drink immediately. She knew he'd make some reason to go back to the government office and check on her first. He told her ever since he got married his boss would tease him for that pretty reasonable thing to be teased for. It wasn't just her husband. Everyone was worried. Her mother, the neighbors, everyone was worried about the child in Tsubame's belly. Even though the manager of the store where she worked part-time said, "Why'd you choose to have a baby in a busy time like this?" He also said, "It's fine, we'll make some room for you so you don't push yourself. You hear me? You can take a rest if you want." Once the last month of pregnancy got closer, he made her promise to take maternity leave. Even though it was just a part-time job, he treated her too nicely. Everyone was all careful of Tsubame's condition. She had almost no morning sickness. Her stomach was also not that noticeable. She can still move, but they told her not to move around so much, treating her like a sick person. It's natural to be worried for her first birth. She heard it'd be painful and that it would hurt. She thought, "I don't want it, it's scary." However, being held down like this just makes her want to push back harder against it. To Tsubame, the best thing she did for playing around was Magical Girl Raising Project. It was more exciting than anything she's played until now. It's not that it was more fun to tap on a keyboard than being chased around by police cars. It was because through this social game a mysterious event happened, but that fascinated Tsubame. After sending out her husband cleaning the dishes using her repertoire from her part-time job, she prepared her and her husband's lunch. The mornings were bread and milk with cabbages and tomatoes and fried eggs. Now she can spend some free time until tomorrow's lunchtime. She took out a smartphone that wasn't used normally. She took out a heart-shaped magical phone. From now on, she wasn't the housewife Tsubame Murota. She was the magical girl Top Speed. "Top Speedo!" She hummed while pressing the button and transforming. She had a wide-brimmed witch's hat, a flying broom, and black leather witch's boots. Rich and glamorous golden-colored hair tied up in clumps of 3. Her skin was shiny and her face was perfectly aligned. More than anything, she looked young. According to the social game Magical Girl Raising Project, there was a rumor that if you play, you could become a real magical girl. It's been 8 months since Tsubame became a magical girl. At first she was really worried when she became a magical girl. There's no way a 19-year-old married woman could be a magical girl. As the leader of Empress, based in North End City, she was rowdy in her high school years. Even in middle school, no, ever since elementary school, her friends were of the same type. A so-called bad girl, living the life far from anime and manga. The reason she got Magical Girl Raising Project was because it's free. Tsubame also knew that magical girls were usually elementary or middle school kids, and sometimes even high school kids. Just like the rumor said, Tsubame, who'd become a magical girl, immediately clasped her hands together and faced the 3D mascot character. Really sorry about this. Can you invite someone a bit younger? Oh, that's not a problem at all, Pon. Just look in the mirror and you'll see, Pon. She looked at her face in a hand mirror, afterwards she went to the bathroom to see herself in a full-body mirror. Tsubame gave a thumbs up to the mascot character and shouted out, "Good job!" Afterwards, her pregnancy, or at least her state of being pregnant, didn't carry over when she transformed. However, when she de-transformed, she knew that her baby was still safe. Meaning, once she transformed, flying and jumping had no effect on the baby. Fav had also confirmed that. This way she can have fun as a magical girl, she thought as she made a gutsy pose. That was how the magical girl Top Speed was born. Riding her broomstick, extensively flying through the skies of the Northern District, the broom soaring in the sky can move more freely than a bike and was even faster than a car. Alright, first things first, call in Ripple. She opened her inbox when her phone rang. Has Ripple ever called me before, she wondered? She tried recalling anything since they first met, but she's never contacted before. The screen showed a stranger's phone number. There's no magical girls who'd pull prank calls either. Hello? There was silence. I'd like your help. Then she heard a voice, a young girl. Huh? What was that? I'd like your help. I want you to take me to Mount Meisho. Who is this? Swimswim. Swimswim. She's heard that name before. It's the name of one of Ruler's magical underlings. If this was Ruler's underling, then she thought they would have asked their boss Ruler for help. But to contact someone they've never met face-to-face like Top Speed, would that mean Ruler couldn't do it? Or that she wanted Ruler not to know? I can't remember if this was in the anime or not. For some reason I thought she just, brought lunch as a gift out to Ruler's group when they were looking at the fall flowers, and then there was a little scene where she was making, sly remarks to her and Ruler being friends in the past and stuff. But maybe she did pick up Swimswim and take her there, too. Yeah, I don't quite remember. Either way, it's different from the way it was done in the anime. But I do remember, that's what I was talking about at the beginning, where this is similar to a scene that happened, but everything so far has pretty much been just set up and different stuff we haven't necessarily seen. Okay, where was I? Would that mean Ruler couldn't do it, or that she wanted Ruler not to know? She shouldn't think too hard about it. It was Tsubame's, Top Speed's way of life. The rules of playing around was to help people. That's why she was doing this. She's never helped a magical girl before. How many candies would that earn her? Surely it won't be small. Alright, I'll head over there. Where you at? Nishimonzen. I'm at the roof of the convenience store with an apartment on the first floor. Ah, around the corner from the intersection by the train station. Yes, there. Then I'll head there with my broomstick. Gimme a sec. She opened, and it's so frustrating too, knowing that Swimswim's the one that killed her. Then I'll head there with my broomstick. Gimme a sec. She opened the window, rode the broom, and flew, flying approximately 50 meters. It would be bad if I opened the 5th floor window, she thought, so she hurried back and closed it. Oh, but it'd be bad if I didn't lock it, too. There are people who jump on verandas and rob people, she thought, as she once more went back and locked it, leaving her entrance and taking the key, flying away from the window of the veranda. She was different from when she was in her younger and more reckless time. As a housewife leading the family, there were a lot of things she had to worry about, and it was troublesome. The person waiting for her on the roof was wearing a white school swimsuit wrapped around her. Her skin was beautiful, her hair was smooth, and her face was proper, since that's what's promised for a magical girl. She knew who she was before meeting her. She had a very surprising sense. Her outward appearance was that of a second-year high schooler. Her growth was also very good. Her breasts and butt's volume, intensity, plumpness, they were all much more than Top Speed's. Her school swimsuit meeting her completely white muscles, it made Top Speed groan inside. Was she trying to use an unbalanced amount of accessories to produce some kind of emotional response? Her clothes could be described as refined, eye-catching, or elegant, but top speed had some insistence on fashion. She wore a coat as her magical girl outfit with her slogan when she was younger. No opinions needed. She had a protective charm for traffic safety and childbirth. Her magic broomstick was remodeled into a bike so it looked just right. Her defiant fashion sense was like she was warning and shouting out, "I'm not just some broomstick-riding witch." Magical Girl Raising Project had a very wide range of customization for avatars. This was probably the first time she's met a magical girl with the same fashion sense she has. She lowered her altitude as she increased her excitement. She got off her broom. "All right, nice to meet ya. I'm Top Speed. Pleasure's all mine." Swimswim. "Whoa, cool name. Well, I asked you before this, but what you called me for today? You want to hitch a ride to some mountain?" Swimswim nodded. She began explaining her situation. She talked about Ruler organizing an autumn leaf watching activity. She had a misunderstanding, or maybe she missed a call, but Swimswim got the date and time wrong. She was really looking forward to the autumn leaf watching, so she wanted to participate. However, even if she left now, she wouldn't make it in time. She didn't know if she could join them. She didn't want to go against the orders of her princess, Ruler. "I get it. That's why you came to me for help. Ruler told me, if something is useful, use it." Haha, did she also tell you to say it to that person's face? Is that what friends are for? "Ruler told me, even though underlings and leaders had relationships, friendship isn't one of them." She was interested in her fashion sense and her seriousness. She was also interested in how she wasn't shaken by anything. Her original personality of wanting to play around also needed someone to play with. If someone asked for help, she'd respond. If it was someone that interested her, all the better. That was Top Speed's way of life. "Okay, request accepted. Mount Meishu's good, right?" "Yes." Top Speed took out her magical phone. She contacted Ripple. Empress was just a small group of 5 people until she retired. She'd never let go of the title of End City Speed Queen. Being faster than anyone else wasn't a matter of techniques or your rides. The route you take was also important. Wireless interception, exchanging information with other teams, picking roads that were better for speed. With that kind of management, you could be the fastest. She was like that when she was younger. She was like that now. Once she chose the fastest route, she's on her way. On the way from Nishimonzen to Mount Meisho, she passed through the Red Light District, Calamity Mary's territory. Even if she accidentally set foot on it, it wouldn't benefit anyone. This was a detour that amateurs would pick. First, Top Speed called in Ripple. The other day, Ripple was on the verge of fighting Calamity Mary. As an apology, she'd have Ripple give an offering to her. Then Top Speed and Swimswim can use that chance to pass the Red Light District to Mount Meisho. It was a wonderful plan that would benefit everyone. "Hello, Ripple?" "What?" "Well, I'd like you to apologize to Calamity Mary." She heard her clicking her tongue before hanging up. She tried to call back, but no reply. 30 seconds after sending a text, she got a reply. The message in the text was, "Ch." Ripple was great. Top Speed looked beside her. Swimswim. I just can't stop imagining Ripple replying. Top Speed looked beside her. Swimswim stared at Top Speed without saying anything. After thinking things out for a while, Top Speed once again used her magical phone, calling someone. "Ah, Magicaloid? Yeah. Yep, it's me. I kinda want to ask you something. Could you call Calamity Mary?" "Yep. I just want to have a small opening." "I know. I'll pay you later." "Okay, I know. I'll pay you later." 5,000? No, it's at least 3,000 at most. Okay, 4,000 then. Sorry, thanks a bunch. I owe ya. Top Speed turned off her magical phone and placed it back in her chest pocket. Then she pointed behind her. "Perfect plan, all right. Let's fly to Mount Meisho. Don't fall now." They rose up as if they were floating. It felt like her organs were also floating up, which was weird until she got used to it. She tilted her posture and looked ahead of her windshield as she accelerated. With just the blink of an eye, there was a different landscape. The large school building that she found annoying as a school child seemed so small. The wind was blowing by her ears. She felt no resistance from the wind, no matter how many times she experienced it. It felt good. "What you think? Awesome, right?" So. The broomstick that Top Speed controlled, Rapid Swallow, was faster than the speed of sound. If you fell from Rapid Swallow's maximum speed, then you'd suffer major injuries, even if you were a magical girl. Swimswim, who was in the back seat, was obediently grabbing Top Speed's waist. She didn't seem to be worried of falling down. She felt an overwhelming skin-like sensation on her back. Man, I should have made it bigger on my avatar. What? Nothing, just talking to myself. Think about how flat-chested her avatar is. She didn't have to think about extra things. She had to think about more important things. You know, it's interesting. I wonder if after they become a magical girl, can they, change their avatar? Can they, tell the Land of Magic, hey, I want to change my magical girl form a bit? Is that how it works? Because it seems like it would be super easy to do, since their magical form doesn't look like their real-life form anyway. Seems like they could just easily change it whenever they wanted. But either way, moving along. Nothing, just talking to myself. She didn't have to think about extra things. She had to think about more important things. Mount Mahou was wide. Even with a magical girl's vision, even if they arrived on the mountain and looked for Ruler's group, they probably wouldn't make it in time. She guessed the route that Ruler would take. Based on her personality, she'd probably choose the highest spot. Idiots smoke and great people tend to pick the top. Which one is Ruler? Wasn't that obvious? An idiotically great person. Not to mention, Swimswim would probably be blamed for hitching a ride on Top Speed's broom. She probably would be blamed. She can easily imagine Ruler saying, "Look at you, so distinguished in hitching a ride even though you're late." As long as you showed humbleness to Ruler, she's easy to handle. It'd be easy to do so with a gift. The lunch that she'd brought when she left her house. Originally it was meant for her husband. She'd secretly brought it with her. Right now it was hidden in the windshield. Okay, so yeah, this is similar to what we saw in the anime, but I think they had the timeline a little different. She had confidence in the taste. When the stubborn Ripple tasted it, it was good enough to loosen her cheeks slightly. It should fit nicely with the pleasure of autumn leaf viewing. Ruler's mood should also improve. "Hope you'll be patient for tomorrow's lunch." She muttered those words softly, but Swimswim probably thought she was talking to her because Swimswim replied, "It's okay, there are school lunches." "School lunches? They make it every day. You don't have to bring me lunch." A place where they make school lunches. So maybe she worked at a school? Or she went to school? Which one is it? The magical girl behind her didn't feel like a member of a staff. "You nervous for midterms?" "What's a midterm?" "Elementary schooler." Her answers were strangely vague, but Top Speed was quite convinced. While she did feel bitter that there were elementary schoolers playing social games, as long as it's free, it's fine. Besides, an elementary schooler was more appropriate as a magical girl than a 19-year-old housewife like her. Top Speed grasped her broomstick and spoke. "Earlier you said you didn't need friends." And now we have illustration here. RP Top Speed. Tapu Speedo. Ruler said that. But friends are important, you know. To have fun playing, you need friends. Once it was her team members, now it was Ripple and her husband? Nah, her husband's sort of different. Ruler said you don't need friends. Really, but Ruler said you don't need friends. Really, but Ruler has friends. Who? The cute magical girl Top Speed. She was smiling, but she quickly noticed that Swimswim wasn't even looking at her. "Well, no probs. Keep hanging on tight, Kay. We'll be at the mountain soon. Then we'll find him." "You're Ruler's friend?" "I'll prove it to you soon enough." "Don't talk or you'll bite your tongue off." "What's that charm for?" "You got a lot of questions, don't ya? It's for childbirth and traffic safety, so it's so my baby can be safe. Kinda like asking God that I won't have any accidents." "You're having a baby?" Yep. And see, this makes it even worse, because now we know that Swimswim knew she was having a baby and still killed her. It's terrible. She was embarrassed, since Swimswim is... it's terrible. You can't even argue that she had her reasons. She murdered a lot of good, innocent people. Between Top Speed and Tama, I don't think I would ever be... Even if it was just one or the other and not both, I don't think I'd be able to get over Swimswim being a dick. She was embarrassed, since she even kept this a secret from Ripple, but she accidentally said it out loud. Maybe she's just more open when she's talking to kids. Mount Mahou, which was always lush green until the end of summer, now had yellow, red, and brown colors. There were only patches that remained green. Even if it was dark, a magical girl can do some autumn leaf viewing. Thinking about Ruler's route, her eyes moved to the top of the mountain. Not the best mountaineering route. It was so steep that only magical girls could climb it. It was pretty high, too, as Top Speed looked above while circling above the leaves. She saw a figure floating lightly. Bingo! There were halos and angel wings. Those were the Peaky Angels. She didn't know if it was Minael or Uniel, but it didn't really matter. What'd I tell you? Told you we'd find him soon. This is the power of an adult. When she called out to the back seat, they reached their destination before anyone had time to breathe. Minael and Uniel looked towards them, and looking above them, there seemed to be the majestic-looking Ruler pointing towards her. There was the big-eared Tama, who yelped in surprise. There was a picnic sheet that seemed to have been spread out. "What's wrong, Swim-chan? You skipping out? You skipping out to sabotage us?" Ruler stood up, thrusting the ground with the butt of her cane. "You're late. Don't be so late, you big idiot. Also, why did you bring her along? You know, it's kinda cold to just call me her like that." Top Speed lowered Swimswim to the ground. She also got off her broom. She smiled and placed a hand on Ruler. "I'm Ruler's friend, you know." "What? Hey, don't touch me like that. Come on, we're friends." "Who's friends?" "Me and Ruler." "Ah, that's right. I brought some lunch, so everybody should eat up." She took out her lunchbox. Tama and the Peaky Angels immediately came close with a happy look. Ruler had a reddened, embarrassed face as she twirled her cane. Top Speed looked back at Swimswim with a wink. She had no response, but she probably understood it. "All right, let's go autumn leaf watching. Don't be shy. We're all friends here." Man, that is so sad. No, not really sad. It kind of just more pisses me off even more at Swimswim. So, yeah, either way, that was it. Quick ol' read through for that one. That was another good one. It was something we had seen in the anime. It was just different. It was more fleshed out. But yeah, only 4 more, then we're moving on to Limited, and before I start Limited, I'll do a video on my favorite characters from Restart, and I'll probably throw in even though I already ranked the characters once when I finished Unmarked, I'll probably sort of do favorite characters from Restart, but also say how they compare to characters from Unmarked. I'll probably just add that into the mix of the discussion. And then after I do that video, I'll do the video of me reacting to the character designs from Limited, and then after that I guess I'll do yeah, I guess I'll start Limited then. I lost my train of thought. So yeah, finishing the last 4 of this, then those 2 special videos, then we're starting Limited. And yeah, that's it. So thank you once again for watching. Like if you did like the video, comment down there to tell me what you thought of this episode or chapter or whatever, what you thought of my thoughts on it. Subscribe for more Magical Girl Raising Project, much more on the channel. Follow on Twitter if you want. I can try to keep you updated there and stuff for the channel. And if you want a link to our Discord server, just ask and I'll give you one. That's it. Thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you all next time.